According to a proverb, if you desire something, go for it all the way to the finish and never give up. Abandon this viewpoint, which, despite being widely accepted and simple to understand, has an unseen strain we put on ourselves, the Stoic philosophy, and we learn from old ideologies that not everything in life requires. Consider the times you've attempted to manipulate everything around you in order to accomplish. Perhaps you've put your heart and soul into achieving a desired result. A relationship or a career, only to discover that the more you tried, the more complex and unmanageable circumstances led to these failures, which not only depleted you physically, but also engender a deep sense of disappointment and uncertainty. Sometimes we are straining life to fit in, but it doesn't mean you're not worthy or good enough. Disregarding the fact that life is a naturally flowing stream and living it without coercion, it's not always simple, particularly in a world that continuously demands standards of happiness and success. But by using the Stoic principles, you'll find that life becomes considerably lighter and more. Let me walk you through 10 meaningful steps once you stop feeling the urge to be in charge of everything. Ways to accomplish this so you can lead a more contented and meaningful life. These techniques can not only lessen your tension and worry, but also enable you to enjoy and be content with each moment of life. Before we begin As always, I have a little task for you. Please watch the entire video. Don't miss a single detail, and then a week later, apply what you've learned to your life. Return here, discuss your life's changes, and write a remark urging others to follow their lead. Flow below so I can be sure you're up for the challenge and prepared to investigate prepare yourself for the profound wisdom of Stoic philosophy since your life's path. The #1 live discovery is now underway in the Give Your Whole Attention to the Here and Now. According to Stoic philosophy, living completely in the now is a basic idea that aids in our quest for contentment and serenity. Marcus Aurelius is one of the famous Stoic thinkers and once advised against acting as though you were going to death looms over you while you are alive and within your control if you live 10,000 years. This phrase serves as a helpful reminder that time is limited and valuable, and only the we can actually live in the present by living fully in the moment. You give your full attention to the present, feeling and experiencing every second. In a profound way, this not only lessens future-related worry and anxiety, but also enables you to take pleasure in the small things in life, like sitting beneath an ancient tree, enjoying the soft breeze on your skin while you listen to the birds sing. You don't have to worry about anything, so you can focus entirely on that moment. Have you ever sat next to someone you love with unfinished projects or far-off plans? One and discovered that you were completely preoccupied with other ideas, overlooking consider this priceless moment. How often have you overlooked small pleasures because you were living in the moment and your thoughts were elsewhere? In addition to improving our own life, we also make others around us happier and more peaceful. To live completely in the moment, consider what is going on at the moment and how can I make the most of this moment. These inquiries will assist you in going back to. Distractions are lessened, and a stronger sense of connection to the outside world is experienced in the present. You do this every day, whether you're eating, working, or just breathing deeply, and focusing on every tiny action will help you see the importance of each begin by allocating a short period of time each day for peaceful meditation. Your thoughts and going back to yourself, letting go of concerns and demands, and #2, appreciate each moment as it comes and recognize the transience of life. The only thing that is permanent in life is change, and no man can stop it. Never enters the same river twice, since he is not the same person and the river is different. EMP emphasizes the continuous, as the philosopher Heraclitus once stated. Despite everything changing in our everyday lives, we frequently cling to stability, hoping that nothing changes. But are we really able to withstand the impermanence and the natural passage of time are not merely a philosophical idea, but an unavoidable aspect of life? Consider the times. Have you made an effort to suppress an unpleasant emotion or cling to a happy one? Observe that all feelings, whether happy or sad, eventually pass comprehension, which enables us to value the here and now and prevent. An actual example would be being carried away by feelings of worry or disappointment. The changing of seasons, which spring offers new life and summer, is a symbol of life's impermanence, full of vitality and power, whereas winter is frigid and autumn is soft and lovely. But gets ready for spring, just as our lives have their everything changes during one's own cycles, and it is this change that creates harmony and depth. Recognizing and embracing impermanence in life makes us more patient and strong in any circumstance, and when presented with challenges, we can remind ourselves that worrying and panicking are only a part of the journey, and since it will pass, we may concentrate on the things we can manage and take. We learn the importance of thankfulness from impermanence when we acknowledge that everything can change, and we start to value what we have even more. Consider what you have to be thankful for in the little things in life. The question in my life right now is how we can coexist peacefully with this. Impermanence, one method that Stoic philosophy advocates, is the application of when we acknowledge that everything occurs for a reason, and that since we have no control over everything, we will feel more at ease. And to comprehend this, let's proceed to the following lesson. Peace, the strength of acceptance. Better yet, the third is the power of acceptance, which is not just about giving up or resigning. Rather, it's about having the inner fortitude to confront. Epictetus, a well-known Stoic, handles every circumstance with composure and clarity. According to philosophers, we are unable to select our exterior situations, but we always have a choice in how we react to them. The power of acceptance is found in this diversity. Consider a moment when you encountered a challenging circumstance, like a shattered relationship or losing a job. With a severe disease, our first response is frequently resistance, denial, and an effort to alter reality. But have you ever considered what would occur if I gave up resisting and began to realize that acceptance is not surrender? It's about comprehending the circumstances and figuring out a more sensible strategy. To accepting it does not imply abandoning goals or stopping to work toward the. On the contrary, it enables us to better understand what's really important and realign our objectives, such as when a job opportunity doesn't materialize as planned. Rather than feeling let down, acknowledge that it's a necessary part of the trip and keep looking for new possibilities. Being accepted makes us more robust and adaptable to life's challenges. It promotes inner peace by releasing us from the whirlpool of bad feelings like rage, fear, or fear. Have you ever pondered the consequences of accepting things as they are without attempting to alter or exert control over them? It could help you feel more at peace and calm inside. Acceptance does not make us weak. Instead, it provides us with the fortitude to handle any obstacle with composure and with assurance. Acceptance is a deliberate decision to live more, not a passive act. Completely and calmly, it's how we balance with life's flow while overcoming every challenge. The challenge without falling into the whirlpool of discontent, and you'll discover the power of acceptance when you push yourself to overcome tension. Fourth, learn to let go in order to genuinely change your life. Acquire the ability to release. One of the main tenets of Stoic philosophy is learning to let go. philosophy that instructs us on how to live in harmony and satisfaction with letting go in life doesn't imply surrendering or being docile. Rather, it entails recognizing and acknowledging that certain things are outside of our. Imagine having control over a hot stone in your hand. You know that if you keep holding on will burn you, while letting go will make you feel lighter. And similar to a comfortable life, there are aches and challenges that we must learn. Have you ever pondered why you cling to your sadness? Let go to find serenity. Anger, disappointment, and other negative emotions not only cause you pain, but they also keep you from. Marcus Aurelius once wrote the happiness principle, which is based on leading a happy and meaningful life. Of your life is determined by how well you think. When we let go of removing needless obstacles makes our brains lighter and more liberated, but it doesn't mean that we should give up everything, but choosing to focus on what really important and being selective. As with cleaning a room, letting go is a means of purifying our souls. Objects that are no longer useful to create a more airy atmosphere. Letting go is a brilliant technique that you can use in a variety of areas of your life. Give up unhealthy connections and unreal expectations or concerns. Regarding the future, you can forgive and move on from previous transgressions. Ask yourself what is keeping you from leading a fulfilling life. What can you give up in your life to make place for better things? Learning to let go is a difficult journey, but keep in mind that it will provide you true freedom and tranquility. Letting go is, do you agree that accepting and appreciating what you have means not giving up? Considering this viewpoint, please feel free to enjoy the video if you do. If not, please leave a remark below so that we may continue our conversation. Let's now move on to the lesson. Be mindful. Practice number 5. Number 5. Being attentive involves more than just paying attention to your surroundings. It also entails being acutely aware of them, of your own feelings and ideas without passing judgment, which enables us to completely inhabit the present, brings about serenity and contentment by lowering stress and anxiety. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, reportedly stated that you have control over. Recognize this, and you will discover that your thoughts, not external circumstances, strength. This remark highlights how mindfulness aids with mental self-control. This is more significant than attempting to regulate uncontrollable outside forces. Imagine coming home from a demanding workday with your thoughts racing with ideas regarding job, family, and personal obligations, rather than take a few minutes to sit quietly and take deep breaths to help you regulate these ideas. And engage in mindfulness exercises by asking oneself, what can I do? Currently, practicing mindfulness not only makes you feel more at ease, but reduce tension while also promoting clarity and alertness, which enable you to perceive things more calmly and clearly. Mindfulness assists us in preventing being abandoned by bad feelings and outside disturbances while you face challenging circumstances. Consider whether you can manage them. If not, learn to accept and let. As Epictetus once stated, it's not what occurs to you, but rather how you respond to it that matters. Cultivating mindfulness is a difficult process that calls for patience, but it has several advantages, and you can begin with easy exercises like deep breathing with attention, feeling the air coming in and going out with each breath. Your body while performing these exercises, consider how you're feeling at the moment. What's on my mind and why these inquiries make you more. Being conscious of your surroundings and yourself relieves you of needless anxiety. Regarding the past or the future, we've reached the midway point of our journey today. Thank you. Your presence here indicates that you are prepared to live a more prudent life. In order to create a cheerful and satisfying existence, kindly click the subscribe button And if you want to teach your friends and family these principles, share this video with them. Found it useful? This will much inspire me. Let's now go with our Make Good Use of Stillness. Journey number 6 makes good use of stillness in the contemporary environment where, with all of the chaos and noise around us, the power of stillness is frequently undervalued. But to a Stoic thinker, quiet is much than merely it is an art of mind control without stopping to talk. Feelings, listening to quiet, allows us to hear not just the sounds around us, but additionally, the voice in our souls allows us to really comprehend who we are and the world around us. Stillness enables us to see things. Perhaps you have had instances where silence allowed you to see things more clearly and sensibly. Responses to challenging queries or provided you with calm under pressure and worry. When was the last time you actually listened and remained silent? Your heart had to express that conflict is a particular instance of the power of silence. Circumstances rather than responding with rage or careless remarks, quiet enables us to take a step back, evaluate the situation, and react. As Epictetus suggested, we should have one mouth and 2 ears so that we can listen. By listening more than we talk, we make room for twice as much comprehension and sincere connection. Consider when was the last time you actually listened without talking? What did you learn? You may come to understand that silence is more than simply putting a stop to talking, but about exploring the innermost depths of the soul and discovering knowledge and serenity in each. In a moment of life, quiet is essentially the strongest voice of restraint and comprehension. We would like to know if you have recently accepted silence to pay attention to your inner guidance. What fresh perspectives have you gained? Share your tales and deep insights in the 7th remark and relish the adventure. Appreciate the process as much as the result. Stoic philosophy argues that it's not simply the result, that the real meaning of life is not found in accomplishments or results, but imagine ascending a mountain on the trip we take to get to them. Summit is the ultimate objective, but what really matters are the actions you take along the route. Regardless, you make new friends along the way, gain knowledge from the challenges and obstacles, and recognize the splendor of the surrounding environment. If you only concentrate on, you will lose out on all of these priceless experiences at the summit. The question is, can you find contentment without achieving the pinnacle, but by savoring each moment of the on our life's path? We are frequently preoccupied with getting things done and forget that we genuinely learn and develop during the journey there, through the experiences, obstacles, and even when we focus on the outcomes we produce, failures can all teach us important things. Needless stress and are quickly let down when things don't work out as planned, but life becomes lighter and more enjoyable if we learn to enjoy every step. Meaningful. So tell me how you may use this idea in your day-to-day activities. Can you yourself find happiness and purpose in the little things you do every day? Instead of concentrating just on the result, you start to appreciate the process when we begin to change our viewpoint and relish the experience as we learn that life grows richer and more significant. And taking pleasure in the trip doesn't indicate that we don't care about the outcomes or have any ambitions. Rather, we concentrate on the daily routine, the way we live and work, and keep in mind that life is a sequence of successive moments, each of which is valuable and the basis for our upcoming session, which will focus on the importance of. Let's go to lesson number 8, which is simple. Discover delight in the enjoy the little things in life. Have you ever wondered why kids find such joy in the simplest things? Modest things like a soft breeze, a falling leaf, or a loving embrace from their parents may make their faces glow with radiant smiles while keeping their hearts clean. Children give us a vital lesson about finding joy in the midst of life's worries. Present, and even in the most basic of situations, people frequently become engrossed with the they chase luxury in a whirlwind of ambitions, aims, and relentless goals. Financial wealth and influence in the hopes that these will lead to joy and contentment. But Stoic philosophy holds that genuine joy can be found in life's most basic pleasures. Stoic philosophy urges us to find happiness and tranquility in these little things. Concentrate on the here and now and be grateful for what we have. Marcus Aurelius once remarked that little is required to create a happy existence. It comes from within you in your own way. Pondering when we quit pursuing far-off goals and begin to appreciate each. The insights from Stoic philosophy will help us realize that joy is within our reach. Remind us that appreciating the small things in life not only makes us happy, but not only helps us develop ourselves, but also fosters stronger bonds with. We become less envious and less comparative when we value what we have, and coexist more peacefully with people around us. Take a moment every day to reflect. Take a deep breath and look for the little yet significant things in your surroundings. Dinner, a good book, or just some alone time with loved ones and friends. Keep in mind that the wealthiest person is not the one with the most possessions, but rather the one. By learning this, you also learn to be grateful, so let's move on. Who needs less? The practice of thankfulness. Moving on to lesson 9, which is about the skill of being grateful, is more than merely saying thank you when you obtain assistance. But it's a mindset and a way of life that necessitates pausing. Think about and acknowledge the positive things we frequently take for granted. These little things can bring us great happiness and contentment if we learn to value. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher, reportedly remarked, "When you wake up in the morning, think of how fortunate we are to be able to think, breathe, appreciate, and be alive." I enjoy this advice because it reminds us that completing goals isn't the only way to be happy. Large things, but by appreciating the little things life has to give. When you're feeling anxious or worn out, stop and consider what you're thankful for today. This little inquiry will help you change your viewpoint and discover. The story of Victor is a particular illustration of the power of gratitude. Joy in the ordinary. Frankl, a philosopher and psychologist who lived through the Eiz detention camp. Even under the most trying conditions, Frankl found reasons to be thankful. Even for his faith and passion were sustained by the inmates' gratitude for even the simplest gestures of charity, surpassing the most difficult life trials. Consider your own life and what can something for which you are thankful at the moment, such as a close friend, a fulfilling career, or simply good health. By practicing thankfulness, you don't not only discover happiness in the little things, but also develop a more resilient and tranquil soul. Gratitude is something that exists inside us and is neither remote nor difficult to attain. Reach if we simply take a moment to think, ponder, and value the positive things in our lives, as the Stoic philosopher's teachings advise, using thankfulness as a compass. Number 10 is a philosophy that will lead you to a happy and serene existence. Enjoy your alone time. Many people view solitude, or the state of being alone, as a bad thing. They always attempt to flee out of fear, but the Stoic philosopher believes that solitude is not a threat to be avoided, but a chance to learn more about a close buddy. When we are by ourselves, we are not distracted by the sounds of the outside world surrounding us, and we don't have to follow societal norms or expectations of others. Instead, we can hear our own voices while confronting our most genuine ideas and emotions. Question yourself when you're by yourself. How do you feel? Do you find peace and quiet, or do you feel empty and insecure? Being alone allows us to get clarity in our souls, which allows us to self-reflection and self-understanding, enable us to re-evaluate our life. Assess our objectives and ideals to determine what is most important to Marcus Aurelius, once stated that our thoughts determine how lonely we feel in life. Gives us the room to reflect in order to enhance the caliber of our ideas, and consequently, when we express gratitude for the solitude we lack, it improves the quality of our lives. No longer view it as a punishment, but rather as a priceless gift that aids in our development and mature. Find quiet moments in your hectic life. Take some time for yourself, and try strolling by yourself for an afternoon, meditating, or listening to your inner voice. Just reading your favorite book will allow you to learn things on your own. Unending motivation and genuine tranquility. Solitude is not a threat, but a teacher or companion who assists us in discovering our gratitude for solitude, is being thankful for life and the chances to learn and grow. Allow the Stoic philosophy to lead you on your journey so you can live a complete and final results. Living a purposeful life while seeking happiness and significance, a lot of people tend to mistake effort with force, forgetting that letting go can occasionally be the path to gaining freedom and the lesson of peace. Stoicism is that not requiring things to go our way doesn't imply abandoning our goals or aspirations. Rather, it's about learning to live in harmony with the natural world, ourselves, and life, to examine your life and acknowledge that not everything must be under control. Take the time to enjoy each, accepting impermanence for a time, and understanding that some. When you stop trying and start living, things become unachievable. Of course, you'll notice that things will progressively become more apparent, and easier satisfaction and delight are discovered in every step, not at the end. You absorb the acceptance and profound comprehension of life's. We appreciate you joining us on this journey, Essence. Your being here demonstrates that you are. If you find this stuff useful, you'll be prepared to become a true Stoic. Remember to like the video and tell your friends and family about it. To ensure you don't miss any of our videos, please subscribe and click the notification bell. Allow the Stoic philosophy to guide you during the coming week, enabling you to live a complete, contented, and serene life, then return and tell us about it.